Doctor, you were telling us about the Geiger counter? Yes, I was. It is an important factor. What is it? It is a sensitive radiation detector. And what is it composed of? It is composed of a tube filled with gas and a scaler. Is it used to measure anything? It is used to measure beta radiation. Doctor, what is a half-life, biologically speaking? It is the time required for a biological system such as a man or an animal to eliminate by natural processes half the amount of a substance which has entered it. And is that a radioactive half-life? Yes, a radioactive half-life is a factor in the biologic half-life. And what is the biologic half-life? It is a radioactive time required for a radioactive substance to lose 50% of its activity by decay. Can you give an example? Yes, radiophosphorus, or P32, has a half-life of 14 days. This means that a quantity of P32 having a radioactivity of 250.0 milligrams or millicuries on a certain day will have an activity of 125.0 millicuries, that is 14 days later. And health physics is what? That is radiobiology. That is a branch of what? It is a branch of physics which deals with the protection of personnel from the hazards of ionizing radiation. Doctor, the internal hazards are what? Those are caused by exposure to ionizing radiation from radioactive substances deposited inside the body. And what is an ion? An ion is an atomic particle, charged atom, or chemically bound group of atoms. And ionization? Ionization is the process of producing ions. What is an isotope? An isotope is an atom having the same number of protons, that is, the atomic number, but differing by their atomic weight. Doctor, if it is labeled compound, what does it signify? It signifies a compound composed in part of a radionuclide. For example, sodium radioiodide, radiocobalt, or chromic radiophosphate. Doctor, what is the mass number? The mass number is the sum of the neutrons and protons in a nucleus. And the mass number of uranium-235 is what? It is 235. It is the nearest whole number to the atom's actual atomic weight. Doctor, what is the maximum permissible concentration? It is that amount of radioactive material in air, water, and foodstuffs which competent authorities have established as the maximum that would not create undue risk to human health. Is it also radioactivity concentration? Yes, there is a guide for that. And the maximum permissible dose is what? It is that dose of ionizing radiation which competent authorities have established as the maximum that can be absorbed without undue risk to human health. And, doctor, the median lethal dose is what? The radiation dose which kills, in a given period, 50% of a large group of animals or other organisms. What is a microcurie? A microcurie, which is nuclear medicine, is a unit for measuring the energy of a radionuclide in a tracer dose. 1 microcurie is 1/1,000,000th of a curie. And a millicurie is what? It is a unit for measuring the energy of a radionuclide in a contamination form. Doctor, what is a nuclear fission? A nuclear fission is the splitting of a heavy nucleus into 2 or more nuclei, resulting in nuclear conversion and the release of powerful energy. And nuclear numbers? Well, they are symbolic numbers. Atomic numbers, for instance, Z is the number of protons in the nucleus of an atom. N is the number of neutrons in the nucleus of an atom. A is the sum of neutrons and protons in the nucleus of an atom. A equals Z plus N. Thus, you have the atomic number, the neutron number, and the mass number. Doctor, what is nucleon? Nucleon is an essential part of a nucleus, a synonym for protons or neutrons. And nucleus of an atom? That is a central part of the atom containing protons or positively charged particles and neutrons or neutral particles. And nuclide? Nuclide is a term denoting all nuclear species of chemical elements, both stable and unstable. It is used synonymously with isotope. And overexposure to radiation? That is an excessive contamination by radiant energy, which has deleterious effects on a person's health. In massive overexposure symptomatology of radiation injury, that it may develop in hours, days, or weeks. In chronic overexposure to small amounts of radiation within months or years. Doctor, what is a photon? A photon is a discrete quantity of electromagnetic energy. Photons have momentum, but no mass or electrical charge. And a positron? A positron is a free, positively charged electron. A proton? A proton is an elementary particle with a single positive electrical charge and a mass approximately 1,847 times that of the electron. The atomic number of an atom is equal to the number of protons in its nucleus. What is radiation, Doctor? Radiation is the propagation of energy through matter or space in the form of waves. In atomic physics, the term has been extended to include fast-moving particles, beta rays, free neutrons, etc. Gamma rays and X-rays of particular interest in atomic physics are electromagnetic radiation in which energy is propagated in packets called photons.
Photons?
Proton, neutrons, nuclides.
Right up my alley.
Huh?
It's right up my alley. I use them every day.
Well, if you majored in physics, say some guy going for a PhD in physics, that's what you do. I don't know about that stuff.